crazy. Like, listen, I hadn't opened this beat in like 6 years, and to have all these sounds intact still, that's amazing. We gonna call this one the placement that almost wasn't. So, Mean Street Studios had a long day. I'd say about 10-12 hours. And it was a day where Ross had came and got some studio time to look for records for the Hood Billionaire album. Mind you, when it comes to things like that, unless it's scheduled for me, I don't like to intrude on shit. So when he came in the studio and my day was done, I'm about to leave. So on top of that, in the room with Ross, it was about 16, 17 producers. You know, I'm not gonna do no name dropping, but it was a lot of producers in that motherfucker. So what happened with me was, like I said, I don't like to get nobody mixes like that, and you know, not to be extra on the load. So I leave. I get to the front door of Mean Street Studio. DJ Drama end up stopping me. And he says, yo, V12, you got a Clouds Part 2? Now this was on the back of the Clouds record that I did with Rick Ross, Miguel Currency, and Pusha T. So I said, you know what, fuck it, let me go back in here. So go back in the room, see it, people. I sit in the back of the room, like the room is like a big oval, you know, with a table in the middle. Ross is by the table. Every seat is filled with people, from people with producers, A&Rs, whatever. Couldn't really move. So we in there. I let about 8-9 producers play. Then Don Cannon, shout to Don Cannon. He says, V12, grab the aux, nigga. So, you know, kind of put me on blast in front of everybody. It was cool because I needed to do that anyway. So I went and grabbed the aux and plugged that motherfucker in. I had already had some beats already pre-mixed or pre-picked for Ross. So first beat I play, boom. I close my, when I play music, I close my eyes. So I close my eyes and I bob my head, and I just feel a hand on my left shoulder. I look up, it's Ross. And he just like, yo, what is that? That shit is beautiful. Name that so and so and so and so. So he pulled his stool up next to me and started rapping in my ear. So, you know, bam, bam, after the music stopped for about a minute, I played the next one. Same spiel. Start rapping in my ear. Call that, do. Play 2 more. Same thing. 4 times. Stop. Pass the aux, leave. When I got up, everybody was looking at me like I was Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? Like, I guess he hadn't reacted to anyone like that in that room that day. So I got that reaction. And after I got that reaction, it was kind of like, cool. You know how this shit goes sometimes, music industry producers. Like, you don't know when the placement is going to happen till it's like crunch time. So about 4 months past, get an email from like Khaled, a couple other Def Jam A&Rs, like, yo, this is the single. We need all your information. We need all this information. I hadn't heard the song or anything. So, send them all the information. Another week go past. This is in the middle, rest in peace Nipsey, of us recording the Crenshaw tape. It's one night we were supposed to come do a session. And I called Nipsey. I said, yo, bro, what time you want to come to the lab today? He said, studio? Man, I'm at your video shoot. I said, what you talking about? He said, yeah, the shit you did with Ross. I'm at the video shoot. So, all in those moments, this one single transpired that I had no clue that was coming about. Word, man, like, I just think personally that things like that don't happen for everybody. You know, these is kind of like once in a lifetime moments that you gotta cherish. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta understand that when you're on your right path, like shit kind of aligns for you. It's kind of like if you was walking in the water and each time you took a step, a rock came and appeared under your feet. You know, it's just kind of like trusting your path. And I think that day, I trusted the universe. You know, because I could have said, no, I could have said, you know what? I'm still going to bounce. Nothing's going to come from this. But I took an unusual route only because I felt it. You know, and the fact that I felt it and it transpired the way it did, that within itself let me know, like, I'm at the right place at the right time doing the right motherfucking thing. And those are the opportunities, like, a lot of people miss out on because of discouragement or just because of sheer just spitefulness. You know, a lot of motherfuckers would have been spiteful because they wasn't invited to that shit. You feel me? Straight like that. A lot of people would have been spiteful because they wasn't invited as a producer or a main producer. But you know what? You gotta shrug that bullshit off and just roll with the punches sometimes, because sometimes you might got that one right that'll knock a motherfucker out that ain't nobody else in the room got. You feel me? You motherfucker feel me? So roll with them punches, Jack. You just never know when your blessing gonna drop out the sky. So that stiff ass 808. This was going on 7 years ago. And to actually open this shit and to have everything intact is just, it's perfect, and it's kind of like nuts at the same time to be that organized for this long, because I really ain't. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, like, I got shit in order, but it ain't in order. But anyways, let's start with this Les Baxter sample. I found this shit and it sounded like, you know what I'm saying? It's a chop. It just sounded kind of groovy to me at first, so I said, let me kind of slow it down. So we went ahead and slowed it down. Not that slow. So we got this tempo right here, and I kind of like. With that pitch and sound, you can hear the time warping and shit, so we gotta lower the pitch to kind of compensate. So I kind of took it to, I was playing with it. You know, it don't catch a good vibe for me, so I kept going. And it kind of sound perfect. So we went ahead and that's how I did my intro. This also on some wild shit. And then it's more of the song, so I took another chop. And, you know, pitched it. Got everything to line up with the sample. Just to get like an end to it. You know what I'm saying? Like a little. So what I wanted to do with that part was put it at the end of my first chop to make it, you know, a complete like 4 bars. Get that loop in? You know what I'm saying? We start with that loop. And then of course, just got a little vibe with it first. And then with the drums, I didn't want to, the sample's very heavy, so I didn't want to like have like some muddy drums. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't want to have it too muddy. I kind of wanted to keep it very light and simple. You know, hence I call it the beat warming up. Cause you know, I had been working a lot on engineering and other things. So I hadn't made music in about a month. So got the loop, and with the drums, I just kind of wanted a simple pattern. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I still feel the same when I made that shit, when I just felt that. You feel me? But that was cool to me. I didn't want too much more. But I needed something to like make it groovier. You know, not too much more percussion or, you know, chopping and shit like that. So we needed a bottom. And you know how we work, you know, 75% water, we move to the beat of the drum. So that bass line and that bottom, that's what kind of dictates the actual mood of the song. So I had an option to either go bass line or 808. So I kept it 808. That's it. Nothing too extra. Not even too light. But this is Keep Doing That. Rick Ross featuring R. Kelly on the Hood Billionaire album. I might release this instrumental. Stay tuned for the link.